right, everybody, we have a first here for Hope on the Bluff. We have not one, but two treasured members of the UP community that we're going to be walking with. So we have Deacon Nick Guiney and Deacon Tyler Krepke. So let's get this thing started. So to get us started, tell us about your life story. What brought you to life on the Bluff?
Yeah, so I'm Deacon Nick. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm an only child, so I joined Holy Cross right out of high school, and it's been 10 years now. This is year 10 of formation, and it's been a really, really blessed time. A great, lots of growth, and I actually came out here to UP in 2019 as a novice, and I lived in Christy Hall, and now I'm here working in Christy Hall, so it's kind of ironic. It's great to be back.
Excellent.
Yeah. And so I am from Indianapolis, Indiana, born and raised a Hoosier. This is my first year outside of Indiana, so this has been a really great experience. I grew up, like I said, with my older brother. We were very close growing up, but then I took a little different route than Nick to Holy Cross. So Nick came in right out of high school. I myself went and studied engineering at Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, real small school in Terre Haute, Indiana. Then went up to Notre Dame for graduate studies in engineering, and that was where I met the congregation. I was actually received into the Catholic Church. I had been raised Methodist, but joined the Catholic Church while I was at Notre Dame, finished my degree in bioengineering, but about halfway through, heard the call to start exploring life with the Congregation of Holy Cross, and just found a lot of joy and a lot of really great guys, a really great community to join, and so was thrilled to enter seminary right after my PhD, and then happy to be diving back into engineering here at the University of Portland in Shiley School of Engineering. So
That's great. That's great. Tell us a little about maybe your Holy Cross journey.
Sure, yeah. So like I said, I joined out of high school. My mom was on this Catholic education board in Cleveland, and she knew a Holy Cross brother. So she was a really close friends with him. And so I always kind of knew about Holy Cross growing up. But I went to a Jesuit high school, and they actually told me about Holy Cross in our undergraduate seminary. I wanted some undergraduate formation, and I visited, and I really fell in love with the community, a community that clearly loved Jesus and wanted to share Jesus with others, but also loved each other. And these 10 years have had some of the greatest joys of my life. So, yeah.
So, we'll start with you this time. I guess, since you've arrived on campus, and you got here last summer, but since you've been on campus, you two have taken the place by storm. Tell us about the many roles that you play on campus.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, my primary role here, what I would consider maybe to be my primary role here, is teaching in the Shiley School of Engineering. So my background is in engineering with a very heavy mechanical lean. So I've been on the mechanical engineering faculty here. So they eased me in last semester. I taught one class and advised one capstone group. And so
not anymore.
Not anymore. Now I'm teaching 3 classes and still advising and doing some research. But I've just absolutely loved that. It's been a ton of fun to dive back into the engineering side of things after my theology studies. But then in addition to that, we are still using the theology. So I'm doing some help with deacon work on campus, preaching at Mass, proclaiming the gospel. I've done some blessings. I did the blessing of the pets on St. Francis's Day, which I absolutely love to do. And then also I am a pastoral resident in Schoenfeld Hall.
Ooh, very
and
nice.
So I get to help build up the community there, help celebrate Mass there. And it's been a wonderful opportunity to kind of get to know the students there in a little different way than the classroom.
Excellent. And you? Other hats you play?
Yeah, so I'm hall director in Christy Hall, which is great. Love hanging out with the crazies in Christy. It's lots of late nights, but really it's such an awesome position to be able to support students in such a formative time in their lives. And I also work in campus ministry, so I'm running our RCIA program. So we'll have our first baptism in 2 years here at UP on the Easter Vigil, and then we'll have 7 people to be confirmed.
Excellent.
So it's been a really great. Also being able to preach both in Christy Hall and here in the chapel on Sundays has been awesome. We spent a lot of time learning how to preach, and now we actually get to do it.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So we're going to do a lightning round. These are some quick questions for you. So setting aside St. Andre as your favorite saint, who's your favorite saint?
I think I have to say St. Nicholas.
St. Nicholas?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Saint Benedict is my patron. I love Saint Benedict, but there's just something about Saint Francis of Assisi too, who's just very compelling.
Favorite spot on campus? You go this time.
Let's say my office in the Shiley School of Engineering. I spend a lot of time there. It's a pretty good place. So.
Favorite spot on campus?
I love the Slug Garden. It's so beautiful looking over St. John's Bridge.
That's a better answer than I had. It's an awesome view on the backside of campus there, looking out at the St. John's Bridge and everything.
All right, this is an important one.
Yeah.
The Commons, the Pilot House, or the Holy Cross Dining Room? Favorite spot?
I got to go with the Holy Cross Dining Room. I think I can count on one hand the number of meals that I haven't had at the Holy Cross Dining Room. And so they take such good care of us there. The food is always so good. At lunch, I love being able to kind of see the other faculty and staff and people at UP here. So I love the Holy Cross Dining Room.
I don't want to steer your answer, but Holy Cross Dining Room. So great to be there with so many colleagues. Love being able to eat there.
Excellent, excellent. Well, part of this walk that I do with stars in our community is to talk about what brings you hope. There's so much hopeful stuff going on in the world on our campus, but what brings you hope? And you start.
Yeah, so Nick and I are both members of the Congregation of Holy Cross. Our motto is Ave Crux Spes Unica, which is Latin for Hail the Cross, our only hope. And so it's a bit of a what you might consider a standard answer for a deacon or a priest, but the thing that gives me hope is that Jesus Christ has risen from the dead and the universe has been renewed. That's just such a joyous thing. That's what animates all of the work that we do in Holy Cross. And so whether it's in the classroom or the dorm or in the chapel or where it is, all of it is sort of guided by this wanting to share the good news that Jesus Christ has risen from the dead and has brought salvation to the world.
Excellent. And you? What brings you hope?
Yeah, Deacon Tyler's answer is great, but I think here on campus, working in residence life, being able to work with so many great student leaders, we've just finished up this time of hiring for student leader positions for next year, and it's been really great to just see students who love our campus so much and want to be leaders and want to support our students, especially first-year incoming students as well. So that gives me a lot of hope for next year, but yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you both for joining me on this walk. The two of you give me a lot of hope, and I love seeing you on campus interacting with our students inside the classroom, outside the classroom, at sporting events, and just so much more. You bring a lot to the community. So let's take a little picture here. Thank you both.